Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy AP and my boy Killer Juan with me, back with another episode of Garbage Minutes Podcast. To kind of give you a little bit what we got in store today, we're going to talk about Steph Curry and whatever the Warriors are doing for him, and then we're going to kind of go through all the NBA offseason free agents, trades, extensions, all that stuff, and kind of give a grade of each team, give our little opinion, and yeah, anything to say, Juan, before we get started?
Let's get started.
All right.
Right.
So basically, as everyone knows, the Warriors are doing absolutely nothing for Steph Curry. Like, probably negative, truthfully. They banked on LeBron James signing with them so bad. And not for nothing, say LeBron did decide to go to the Warriors, it would have been fun, but they're not winning a chip, in my opinion. So, like, they're just letting him go to waste, truthfully. It's kind of sad to see.
Yeah, they do that to a lot of stars when they get towards. I'm not even saying Steph's towards the end of his career, but he's on the older side of people in the league. So they start to cater to you less. You see, like they did with Bron, same thing.
Yeah, it's like they're almost penalizing him for being loyal. Doesn't make any sense.
And it don't. But that's why I don't understand when people get mad when players leave teams. They have the opportunity to go somewhere where they're respected, treated right, and I don't get it. I don't see. There's a lot of people complaining that this is making the league worse, but I don't see how.
Like, there's a difference too of like a team not being able to do anything and a team just kind of doing the bare minimum. And I think the Warriors are doing the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I just said in the beginning, like LeBron wouldn't have, like, sure, they wouldn't have been they might have cracked the top 6 in the West, but like he's in a Western Conference, bro. You gotta make big moves. You know what I'm saying? And signing Draymond Green to a 1-year, $27 million contract. Like, what is that doing? You're not giving like that. Like, I want to know what he was going to take if LeBron signed for them, because he's probably going to take less, like way less.
That's dumb. I think the only reason he took so long is because he was waiting for Brown to sign. But at the same time, like you said, it's the Western Conference. This is basically what people believe to be the top conference. I don't see how, in my opinion, because last couple of rings have been from the Eastern Conference. But notes all that aside, people see the Western Conference as the top dogs. You got to make moves regardless of what. You went from a team who didn't make the playoffs last year, and you're not going to do anything besides sign Draymond Green and run it back with the same exact team.
Yeah.
It's just a waste season at this point, unless you plan on doing something at free agent. I mean, unless you plan on doing something at the deadline, but by then.
And I saw reports that like Paolo Banchero was linked to them for like a potential trade candidate in the middle of the season or something like that. I'm like, a Steph and Paolo duo doesn't move me either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the role players too. Like, I'm not saying Pods is bad. I'm not saying like Gary Payton Jr. is bad, but like it's not a good fit. And it's almost just like sure, like Pods might be a really, really good. I'm not saying he's bad on the Warriors either, but he might flourish on a different team. But like this construction of this roster just doesn't move me at all for like anything. And truthfully, people say, oh, he's in the West and it's harder. Like, if you put this Warriors team in the East, especially now, they're still not a top 6 team.
They're not doing shit.
No. And I think, I said this in the video already, I think Draymond signed a 1-year deal and just took as much money as he could, especially since Brown isn't there. But I think he took a 1-year deal because Steph is a free agent next year. And I think his plan is to probably go follow Steph wherever he goes, truthfully. And I think, obviously, there's other things that could come out in the next year and stuff like that. But I think the best fit, like right now, at least, in my opinion, is for him to go to the Heat and play with Giannis and Bam.
It would make
with all those defenders and stuff. Yeah.
It would make sense for Steph. I don't think it would make sense for Draymond.
No, it wouldn't. But I think he's at the end of the career where it's like, he definitely, if Draymond wanted to play a role off the bench, sure. But like, he's definitely not going to start on the Heat. No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I just mean, just for a Steph fit, the Heat makes sense.
They do, because a lot of wing defenders, dynamic bigs. He could do whatever he want on a 3-point line already, no matter what team he go to. So it does make sense. But at the same time, if I'm Steph Curry, and I would leave as well though, because this front office, who wouldn't be hyped about playing with Steph Curry? Nigga, I'll go sit on the bench to watch that nigga play. I get a front row seat. What you mean? So it makes no sense to me how they couldn't make something happen.
And I think the problem too with not making anything happen was they were like almost waiting or like wanted something huge instead of focusing on like the little things to kind of build up to a bigger move, and like, because like truthfully, there was reports that they were going to trade for AD to try to get LeBron there. I don't know how true that is, but like even if it was, what are they trading? Like
Exactly. They ain't got shit anyway.
KP, like don't get me wrong, I get AD's like getting older. He's not as healthy, even though he thinks he's going to play 82 games this year, which I just think sounds dumb. But I understand his trade value isn't at the highest as it was, but like because obviously Lakers just got Luka for him fucking 2 years ago. So I get like it's not as high as it was, but like it's still high. Like AD's still a top when he's healthy and playing. He's a top 20 player easily in the NBA.
He's an all-star player.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
So
an
it's like
all-star. You can't trade. That's like you
Jimmy.
walking in the
I feel
store
like
with 2 pennies saying, "Can I get a sandwich?"
yeah,
It's not gonna happen.
and I feel like Jimmy is not even in like sure you could have added Jimmy, but like he's coming off. So like the Wizards don't need Jimmy. So it's just like what would they be doing there? It just doesn't make any sense that like I don't think they could have made a trade work anyways. So it almost seems like they're just focusing on like or like waiting for something to happen good for them, like a big superstar. It's like you could have been making littler like smaller moves to like make the supporting cast better for Steph because Steph. Now I'm not saying like Steph 100% to me still can be the best player on our championship team, but he's not at the age where he can carry a team either. If that makes sense. I don't know if that made sense, but I think it did. Like, I just he's still capable of being the best player on a team, but he still needs help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that goes for everybody in the league right now. A lot of people say
right.
super teams and all this other shit. Ain't no such thing to me.
No.
Especially niggas like Charles Barkley. Charles, you played with 80,000 Hall of Famers. What are we talking about? You was on a team with Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon. What are we talking about?
He was talking shit, so much shit about Bron about how he's ring chasing and stuff like that. And then there's a literal interview of him after he was done with the Sixers or Suns. I don't know when he was tail end his career.
Said, I got to be with a good team. I got to be with a
I want to play with
player.
all stars. Yeah, I want to play with all stars and stuff like that. There's only like 4 teams I want to play with. I'm like, okay, so just because you're not as popular as LeBron and people didn't know that doesn't like you can't just act like that shit didn't happen. Like,
bro, Chuck was an all-star too. I don't understand that. How are you an all-star caliber player complaining, saying you need help, and then when another all-star player who's 40 plus years old, or like Steph, 30-something years old, you complaining super team. I don't get it.
At the end of the day, too, bro, you're trying to win rings, and it's literally been proven that super teams don't work like that. Like it's not like just because you build a super team, you automatically win. Because if that's the case, the Nets would have had a ring already in 2021. The Lakers would have had a ring.
Nash.
The
OKC would have got one with Westbrook.
Yeah, bro. Like literally, bro. It's just like there's so many other things. Like just because you build a super team doesn't mean shit. Like it doesn't mean nothing.
Shit. So 2013, every damn team on 2K was damn near a super team. You had 6 or 7 options that could go for 30 on each team.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I don't want to speak on this too much because I truthfully don't think I think it's a waste. I think this season's going to be garbage unless there's Warrior fans in the comments that think like something's brewing and we don't know and they're going to make this super crazy trade.
Steph don't average 120. I'm sorry.
But at this point too, it's almost like do you kind of like trade Steph Curry before his contract's up so you can at least get the value? Because like right now, obviously, I think he can still play well because he doesn't really rely on his athleticism. Well, he doesn't rely on his athleticism at all. So like he can definitely play for as long as LeBron is playing, I think. But like his value's as high as it can be for the rest of his career. Now, I get that might not necessarily be true because like next year he might ball out on the Warriors and his but like his value's still pretty high.
Yeah, I don't.
The amount of picks and young players you can get.
Yeah, if I'm a GM, you call me with Steph Curry,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's very few players in the league right now that wouldn't get traded for Steph.
Exactly.
Maybe any top 10 player is not getting traded for Steph right now. Like outside, like not including Steph in that top 10, but like outside of there, like almost everyone's free game now. If we really went down it, sure, there might be some guys in like top 15, top 20 that I wouldn't touch either because the age and their trajectory of where they are at and shit like that. But like,
nah,
because there are some teams,
I'll give up my second and third option for.
Well, I'm saying like the Kings, the Warriors aren't listening to the Kings, and the Kings don't want Steph Curry because they have nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the only people trading for him are going to be championship contenders. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. That's what I mean. But it's also like, but the Warriors also have to like see that they can get like real value out of Steph Curry. Like you might have the potential of letting him walk next year, and you really wasted his career and didn't get nothing for him. So it's like, I don't listen. Any Warriors fans in the comments, please let me know what you guys think, because I don't pay too much attention to it. It just from this side, from just an NBA fan in general, it looks like y'all do nothing at all for this man whatsoever.
Not a damn thing, and it'll suck if they do let his contract run out and he don't
Yeah.
even try to like do a sign and trade or anything to try to keep them in good. Yeah, y'all be.
Which at this point, fuck them. Like,
really
just
though,
sign for the bag somewhere else, like wherever you can.
but at the same time, it's like you could put. I feel like Steph is a system. You find people who are willing to sacrifice and do the things that need to be done at the level that it needs to be done. You could win a ring. They showed us that in 2020 when they.
But then again, too, I think
I said 2020, 2024.
2022.
That's when they won. 2?
22, yeah.
Yeah, see, my
Celtics
ball
won in
knowledge
4.
is not there.
We'll get you there. But no, he like, what the fuck was I gonna say? God damn, I miss it. All right, we gotta move past because I'm not gonna remember. God damn it, it was literally just right there too. All right, but I don't want to talk too much about this. Well, we already kind of did. We talked for like 10 minutes, so we'll cap it at that, because we can go on for how bad that they are doing, but there's no sense in it. So we're just gonna jump into the next thing. Basically, I'm gonna go along down the line. I'm assuming they're in order, like alphabetical order. I'll tell you who they resigned, their additions that they added, and then who they lost, and then we'll kind of talk about
wait, show this. Present it, brother. Present it.
I don't know if I can.
Yes, you can. I see it right there.
There we go. All right,
See?
perfect. Wow.
Told you.
All right, bet. So I'm still gonna say it out loud for people maybe that are listening to this rather than watching it. And then we'll kind of give our opinions, and then we'll both give a grade at the end of it. So the Atlanta Hawks they re-signed Jock Landale and CJ McCollum to both one-year deals. They added Devin Carter, Lou Dort, Ryan Nembhard, and Aaron Wiggins from trades. Yep. And then they lost Zach Rischer, I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah, they lost him. So my first initial thing, and I don't want to overreact to it too bad, but they were the only team that gave the champs problems, really. You know what I'm saying? In the playoffs. I get they're both 1-point wins over CJ's game-winning shots and stuff like that. But this team has a lot of promise, and they added a really good defender. They didn't lose anybody significant because Zach wasn't really even playing for them. So I like it. I like with their moves. I definitely think there's still like higher end talent in the East, like with the Sixers. I think the Cavs have more like talented players, and I think like the Celtics have more talented players. But like this is a really good group that if they come together, kind of like the Pacers, it could be scary. You know what I'm saying?
What's scary about an AFC?
Huh?
I said, what's scary about an AFC?
They're the only team that gave the Knicks struggles, and they only got better, I think. You know what I'm
saying? But basketball is a game of matchups. They just match up best with that team. That means nothing. They got to get to that team in order to be scary. I don't even think they going to be in the play-in. But, yeah, that's how I feel about them. I don't really think nothing that they did is really crazy besides the Lou Dort addition, because he's one of the top premier defenders in the league. But other than that, mediocre team for me.
I think the Hawks are also like, I don't disagree with you. I think they're going to be in a play-in, but I also think it's also due to the fact that there's so much like all around and top-heavy talented teams in the East now. Like everyone's saying it this year that the East is way stronger. I don't want to say way stronger than the West, but they're way stronger than they used to be. So I think that also like these mid-level teams like that are going to get the 7 to 10 seed. I don't think it's going to look as bad this year as it would in past years. You know what I'm saying? So like I still agree. I get what you're saying. Like they're still the mid-level team, but like I don't think
it holds a little more weight because I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
But I'll give them just off. We're going off their additions and their moves this offseason, not necessarily like how we think they're going to perform this year because we don't know at all. So just off what they did this year, I'll give them a solid B minus. Well, I'll give them a B because they didn't lose anybody significant and they didn't get anybody crazy either.
Yeah, we on the same page then. I was going to give them a B as well.
Okay.
Mid-tier team, mid-tier moves.
My fault. So we'll go Boston
I
Celtics are
mean,
next.
wait. We got to talk about this.
Yes. Why?
All right, because you know what the grade is for me.
What?
A fucking F minus.
Nah.
These
All right. Hold on. All right.
stupid as
So,
hell.
so they re-signed Ron Harper Jr., Namiya
Excuse
Cicada,
me.
Jordan Walsh. They added Mike Conley, Paul George, Mitch Robinson, and they obviously lost Jaylen Brown and Nikola Vucevic. The Nikola Vucevic thing doesn't move me at all. He barely did anything for them. I don't care. Mitchell Robinson, I think, is a beautiful move for them. Because I think I don't want to say it's an upgrade from Nemus because he's also very good, like defender and big man and stuff like that. But Mitchell Robinson does bring a lot more than just defense and shot blocking. Like he's a very good rebounder, all that stuff. Paul George, compared to Jaylen Brown, he's shit. Correct. Like that's not a surprise, but he also is a very good player still. You know what I'm saying? He had some, I think he got suspended for 25 games last year, still played decent in the playoff. When they beat the Celtics, like he's decent, right? And I think he fits the mold of the Celtics too. He's a 3-and-D wing, kind of like Jaylen Brown. Not saying he's going to play better than Jaylen Brown or like do anything close to what Jaylen Brown did, but with a fully healthy Jason Tatum, I think he's a very good counterpart to him, like a good sidekick, I should say. So, not to talk too much and talk over you. I'm not trying to just take the show from this,
Go ahead.
but just because you kind of said that they're giving him F, so I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Is yes, they lost essentially in most people's eyes, or at least half of people's eyes, their best player in Jaylen Brown. But I think the system and how well this team is run in their supporting cast, I still have them as top 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 seed. Because just how well that they are. And it does all depend on how Jason Tatum comes back. Like he seemed healthy in the playoffs, whatever. Like he came back, but like now he's really going to be fully healthy coming this year. Like we expect him to be 100% back to what Jason Tatum was. So, and that's an MVP type player. I'm not saying he's going to win MVP, but like that's what people look at Jason Tatum
He's
like.
definitely in the conversation. Yeah, for sure.
And if guys like Peyton Pritchard take that next step that everyone thinks he's gonna, they're comparing him to Jalen Brunson. Not saying he's even close to that, but I'm just saying like if he takes that next step, Derek White I think is going to play way better than he did because people are comparing this one playoff run that he had where he played like shit, thinks he's going to be shit forever, and you can't do that with players. You know what I'm saying? They bounce back. Now he could
unless
go the other way.
But yeah, go ahead.
See, not whatever. But no, I want to hear your opinion on why you think they're going to be ass.
So you know what? My initial opinion was F minus, but I think I'm gonna change it because when you look at the history, no, you didn't talk me into shit.
All right.
When you look at the history of that, when you look at the history of the NBA, they did trade for the most valuable trade asset ever. Paul George has been moved around so much and it's led to so many good teams.
Facts.
And so many championship teams that now I have to change my answer. Because if you think about it in the long run sense, like right now, I don't feel like this move is gonna push them into like over the edge for title contention or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
You got a few good pickups, like you said, Mike Conley, Mitchell Robinson, people that change the course of a game, regardless of when it is or how they do it. They're gonna find a way to change the course of a game. PG, like you said, he's nowhere near Jaylen Brown in production. Yeah. He won't even play as many games. We know this, but at the same time, you can't sit and say that it was even close to a valuable trade for Jaylen Brown. They could have got way more for him.
I agree.
A bunch of different other organizations, but they did what they did, and they got to deal with that. But if they ever do decide to trade Paul George, hopefully it's for a haul that the last couple of teams got for him.
Yeah. I definitely don't think what they got in return for Jaylen Brown was enough. But I also don't think – I think it's just like people are making it seem worse than it actually is because Jaylen Brown brought a team that they thought wasn't going to make shit last year to a 2 seed. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying too. Like people – so last year they were a 2 seed, right? I get the East is a little bit better this year, but they brought – Jaylen Brown brought this team that nobody thought was going to be shit, maybe even be a playing team, to a 2 seed. This team, supporting cast, is better, right? Because now they have, like in general, because now technically, if you think about it, now hear me out. I might confuse you a little bit because I might confuse myself, but just hear me out. So like the team last year that they played with where Jaylen Brown was a star, the team that they have now around Jason Tatum is better because they have Paul George, if that makes sense. So now, yes, obviously if you kept Jaylen Brown on the team with Jason Tatum, yes, that team's better. But like they're still going into this year with a better team than they had last year is what I'm trying to say.
But I can't agree with that because let's say best case scenario for them is to make a deep playoff run and not a championship team. Let's say they get to the conference finals. During the next season, they're going to lose half of.
Oh,
Everybody who showed up and showed out, all the role players who made a difference, won't be able to get re-signed because of the weight of his contract
yeah.
alone.
So hear me out though. Now it could be a toss up too. You can just say it's 50-50, whatever. Would you rather Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum? And don't let recency bias take over, because at the end of the day, before Tatum was hurt, this was a real conversation. I know Brown just had a great year last year, but
no, obviously, me personally, I would rather Jaylen Brown. I like his game better.
But you
I
can
think
agree that it can be a toss up.
no, it is a toss up.
Okay.
They're both perennial all-star, superstar players.
Yeah.
They can both be number one options on any roster. They can make them go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
My thing is just I feel like I side more towards the people who are like defensive dominant. Like, not only am I going to give you 30, I'm going to stop your best player. We've never seen Jason Tatum step out in front of Luka Doncic and shut his whole game down completely. And that's why I gave Jaylen Brown the edge.
So I agree with that too. But now what I'm trying to say is the first, like, basically what I'm trying to say is I think they have a better team. All right. I think I'm trying to explain this right. I don't fucking know.
They have a better overall team because they got rid of a better overall player. I don't understand what you're saying. Like,
no, not even that though, too, though, because Tatum was hurt last year, right? So Tatum didn't play at all last year, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm pretending that wasn't he on the Celtics last year. You know what I'm saying? So they essentially, like, Jaylen Brown, what I'm trying to say is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are a wash, right? Because now Tatum is taking over that number one role, okay? And now you're giving Tatum a better team than they had last year. So Tatum and Brown are
so
wash.
What you're saying is Jaylen Brown and Paul George together is going to be a better collectively than what they did last year because it was just Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. So say Tatum was hurt this year. And you gave Jaylen Brown this team with Paul George and Mitchell Robinson. It's a better team still than last year, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes a little more sense. All
so
right,
you're saying like if you sub him in for that number one spot, they should do better.
Yes.
I got you.
All right. So we spent too much time. I'll give them. I don't want to be too nice, but I'll give them a B+ because I don't think it's as bad as people think. And the Mitchell Robinson definitely moves me because I think it'll help with their team defense. And
yeah, I agree B+. But if they decide to trade Paul George halfway through the season and they get a good haul, I give them an A+.
A+?
Yeah, if you trade Paul George, bro, you're getting 17 first-round picks.
He's got to play too. He's got to play well too, though.
But I swear to God, I don't know what it is. Every front office just thinks this guy is the golden ticket for some reason. I don't get it.
Well, to be fair, when it started, like when they traded the Thunder, when he got traded from the Thunder to the Clippers, he was an MVP. Like, he was top 3 MVP player. So it makes sense why when he was at OKC. What are you talking about?
Huh?
He literally finished top 3 in MVP.
No, I understand that, but no. I understand that. I'm just saying, was he the third best player in the league?
I mean, if he's a top 3 MVP player,
MVP is a fan vote.
But they're gonna hold that.
When you roll the ball out there, cool. But when you roll the ball out there, was he a top 3 player ever in this league? I don't think he was a top 5 player ever in this league.
I mean, the fans saw it, and that's not all a fan vote either. That is coaches too.
Again, I don't know. I feel like the MVP right now is just a popularity contest.
That's for a different podcast, though, because we could definitely go way deep in that. All right, so both B+. All right, well, we got to move it quick because we talked way too at them. Brooklyn Nets, they re-signed Josh Minot, I think it's how you say it, Day'Ron Sharpe. Mm-hmm. They added Keon Ellis, Julius Randle, and Wagner, Moritz. I don't fucking care. And they lost Nick Claxton and Zaire Williams. Truthfully, this is the definition of a mid-team that you were talking about with the Hawks. Mm-hmm. This is the definition of like the bottom tier of the league. I think Randall will have really great performances this year. I think MPJ is going to ball out for them. I think they're going to have a decent year and stuff like that. But strictly off of these, it doesn't move me at all. So I'm going to go. But I guess it did make their team better. So I'll give them a C+ because it did make their team better.
I think they just moved from. I don't think they were mid. I think they were bottom of the barrel. I think.
I think they're mid now.
Barrel. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I feel like that progression alone deserves a higher grade. I wouldn't give them a C-. I give them about a B+ as well.
I said C+.
You said C. Oh, you said C+. I would give them a B+ because if you look at this situation last year to now,
which is fair. Yes, they did do better.
They got 2 All-Stars now on their roster. They didn't have that last year.
All right, moving on to the Hornets. They re-signed Kobe White. They added Grayson Allen, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, and they lost LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, and Josh Green. I kind of liked what they were building, and I still don't hate what they're building there. But until I see Nas really, like, I need to see Kobe White kind of give the production that LaMelo Ball was, because regardless of his inefficiency, LaMelo Ball's playmaking was kind of what helped that offense be what it was, because he's an offensive engine, basically. He, like, makes that team go. I'm not saying Nas Reed can't help them, but we'll see. But with these additions, I do really love Nas Reed. But I think the departure of LaMelo Ball and your arguably second or third best player, Miles Bridges, I got to give them probably they're still going to be decent in the East, but the East is so top heavy now. Not top heavy, but so like all around. I'm going to give them a C.
What else did they get in the LaMelo trade? I know they got Nas Reed.
They got picks.
First round picks?
I think they got yeah, I think so. I don't think all first round picks, but yeah.
I'd see it would, for me, it would have to depend on how the Timberwolves season goes to see, because if they can get a stable pick out of this, like a high, let's say lottery pick out of this, I wouldn't consider it a complete wash. That's what I'm saying. It's still going to be a low grade, but I feel like it could be higher if they get a higher pick next year's draft. But yeah, I'm going right with you. Like, I give them a C+. All
right. The Bulls re-signed Zach Collins. They added Nick Claxton, Norman Powell, and they lost. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try to say that that name. And Colin Sexton and Anthony Simons. Once again, this is kind of a mid team. Sure, like Nick Claxton and Norman Powell are gonna make you a better team, but with how well the team is, like the East is now, I knew we said we weren't gonna talk about like how they're gonna play this year, but I guess it's kind of hard. You gotta take that into play a little bit too.
Yeah.
I really do like Nick Claxton, Norman Powell, and I think Norman Powell was just an all-star last year, I believe, too. Maybe a year before, but I think last year. I'll give him a B-. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, like you said, they got two players who's definitely going to make them better. Norman Powell, 20-plus point scorer. Nick Claxton is a very athletic young big. I think he'll do good there as well. As far as losing who they lost, I don't really think they lost anything. They have 30 fucking guards there anyway.
Yeah.
It's just next man up at this point. So yeah, I'm right with you, B- area.
Did you give a grade?
Yeah, I said B-.
Okay. All right. Now, this is me totally being unbiased. I'm actually going to be too harsh, honestly, I think. Yeah. So the Cavaliers re-signed Thomas Bryant and Donovan Mitchell, obviously. They added Mario Hezonja, and they lost Keon Ellis, Larry Nance Jr., and Dean Wade. Truthfully, without getting into too much detail, because I can go on this forever, I'll probably make a video on this also, just so you guys are aware.
Mr.
Cavs. Obviously, I love the re-signing of Donovan Mitchell. People think he got paid too much, and people think that he signed for too much when the Cavs are trying to reconstruct around them and stuff. Dude got the bag that he deserved, that he played well for the last 4 years, just because he played not the greatest in certain playoff series, and he can't carry the whole team. He's another guy that needs a supporting cast, and nobody's helped him the last 4 years he's been here. But he also could have waited next year and re-signed for another $80 million that really would have fucked us. So people need to be grateful that he did sign the contract that he signed. Mario Hezonja, I think, is going to be great for us. I think he's 6'9", which I didn't know that. I thought he was like 6'6", 6'7". He's 6'9". He's also one of those guys that, like, I hate using this phrase because it sounds like corny and like cringe, but he's a dog. Like, he's not afraid of people. He doesn't back down for people. He's he plays strong. I'm not saying he's sitting there bodying Joel Embiid, but like, he's going to sit there and play strong. So I think it will help us. I'm not saying he's the one thing we needed this offseason. We're going to be right back to the Eastern Conference Finals. We still have a lot of moves, and people have to step up and play their position. Keon, don't really care that he left. Didn't really do much for us. He was a cool signing. Thought he was going to do something for us. He didn't. Larry Nance was kind of just like a nostalgic pick because he was there when we first started this rebuild, and his dad was a Cavs guy too, so it was super cool, but he was just a vet. Dean Wade, I'm sad about, but I kind of like the position he's in now with the Sixers, and I think Mario can fill that role, not as much on the defensive end, but he's going to fill that role and be way more of a better offensive player than Dean Wade was. So with that being said, I don't really like our offseason, so I'm going to be strict here and give him a B-. I feel like that's fair.
That's mature of you. I mean, they traded
I
your
know.
twin brother away.
See, I could have given him a fucking F or been the
Yeah,
opposite and give him A+ and really just been a Cavs fan. But I'm gonna be fair.
yeah, yeah. That's fair of you. I mean, like, I don't know if you heard me before, but I'm gonna say it again. They traded your twin brother away. I thought it was gonna be a little bit of hate there. I
Yeah,
didn't know if you was gonna still be a fan. He's still getting over
yeah,
that. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna get him a C. I don't really think nothing was too crazy. I think Donovan coming back that was just bound to happen. I don't think he had any
yeah.
other prospects on his mind. Losing Dean Wade, Larry Nance, and Keon Ellis really did nothing. Larry Nance barely played. Dean Wade have had moments, but
Yeah. I mean, he was a very good defender, but that's really all.
yeah.
That's all he was.
So I say y'all are like in the same standard y'all were last year.
Yeah.
Except now y'all are first round exit like y'all was supposed to be. But
All
yeah,
right.
next.
We'll get to that another time. Fuck you. Yeah. All right. We're gonna move fast past like these fucking teams that we don't care about because I didn't realize how long this was gonna take. Dallas Mavericks re-signed Musa Cisse, I believe that's how you say it. Najee Marshall. That was pretty good because I think that's just how you say it. They added Santi Aldama, Tariq Bivrovic.
Yeah, whatever that is.
They added Risha Shayer, Marcus Sasser, and they lost Marvin Bagley Jr., AJ Johnson, Chris Middleton, and Ryan Emhard. This isn't on there because it's not an addition, but Kyrie's fully healthy apparently. If he stays there, it's a fun team. But in the West, I don't really see them like their top three players are Kyrie, Cooper, and Derek Lively. Fairly fun because Kyrie's always fun to watch. Cooper Flagg's been fun to watch. Maybe they'll be a playing team. I think they definitely could be a playing team. But with these moves too that they added, they have a little bit more depth. Like I like Santi Aldama. Like he's nice. Like he's decent. I don't know who Tariq is. Zach might get a rejuvenate. Like he was a first overall pick. You know what I'm saying? So he might get a new like feel for the game and have a new scenery and like really blossom. But I don't think he's gonna. Marcus Sasser's a decent defender and player from the Pistons. I don't really know. They didn't really lose anybody crazy either. So I'm gonna go with. They did get a little better, so I'll give them a C+.
Yeah, like I said, they didn't really do much to me.
Yeah.
Every spot they lost, I feel like they basically filled with a player that if they don't meet the criteria, they do enough to where it's like they don't need much from them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go C+ as well. C, man, I'll go C. I feel like they're in the same standing. It didn't make a difference.
Denver Nuggets. Oh my god, bro. Denver Nuggets re-signed Tyus Jones, Spencer Jones. Okay, just Jones. They added Marvin Bagley Jr. and Alpha Diallo, and they lost Tim Hardaway Jr. They got top 3 without a question, best player in the world. So I'm gonna go that they're like, but did they necessarily get better? Not necessarily to me. I think they literally stayed where they were. I don't think Marvin Bagley moves me at all, and Alpha Diallo doesn't move me either. So I'm gonna go strictly for, like I said, I know we've been kind of taking into consideration how they're gonna play this season. So if we do that, I'll give them a fair C+. I don't know, like
yeah,
I'm giving this
a D. I'm giving this a D. You lost a great outside threat. You picked up a big who does nothing spectacular at all. He's just I don't see.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go D+ also. If we got to strictly just go off their moves, like obviously, I know they're still gonna be a top 6 team, team in the Western Conference because Nikola Vucevic, Nikola Jokic, Jesus Christ, and Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray. So like it's fine. So, but yeah, D+ for the offensive signings stuff. Pistons, they re-signed Javonte Green and Kevin Huerter. They added John Collins, Gary Harris, Isaiah Joe, Torian Prince, and they lost Tobias Harris, Karis LeVert, Marcus Sasser, and Isaiah Stewart. And the glooming big elephant in the room is they still haven't signed Jalen Duren. So for this aspect, we kind of have, because technically he was on the team still. Yes, I know he still has to re-sign, whatever, but we're going to act as if he's still on the team. So strictly with these moves, like keeping these guys and adding them, I kind of like it. Isaiah Joe is a very good shooter, and he played very well on the Thunder. But everyone plays well on the Thunder, so I got to see a little bit. But just off of that fact, he still is very good. I like that 3-point shooting. Gary Harris is a nice vet. 3-and-D kind of guy. John Collins is a younger-ish athletic big who can catch lobs from Cade. Torian Prince is kind of that veteran guy too. Nothing too special. But I do kind of like the re-signing of Javonte Green and Kevin Huerter. Didn't really like how they lost Isaiah Stewart, but if they keep Jalen Duren, Paul Reed is definitely a better backup than Isaiah Stewart. So I don't hate it. So with that being said, I'll give him I don't mind it. So I'm going to go B. Don't think they got a lot better, but they did do good still, in my opinion.
Not giving them that. I think this is a C minus. Their whole culture is being bullies, like grit and grind, things of that nature. They're gonna rough you up when you play. And I feel like they lost a sense of. I feel like they lost their culture when they lost Isaiah Stewart.
And I don't disagree with that either.
What he does, regardless of what he does on the court, his presence, I think, put a battery in a lot of the people on that roster's back. And I think that battery ain't gonna be there this year, and that's gonna cause them to lose a lot of games. Yeah, especially if they lose Duren.
Yeah,
because that's another big guy who is, like you said, front lines. But if you lose him, you didn't replace him with nobody of the same caliber. So,
what's your grade?
A C minus.
All right, yeah, I think I'd give him a B minus or B. Yeah. All right, Golden State Warriors. Holy shit, we kind of already talked about this. So we'll do quick. They re-signed Charles Bassey. They re-signed Draymond Green. They re-signed Al Horford. They re-signed D'Anthony Melton. They re-signed Gary Payton Jr. for the second, and they re-signed KP. And they lost Quentin Post. F. I don't know. Like you can't give them any grade, bro. All they did was literally lose a player and then kept the same team. So I give them an F.
I feel like C is the neutral ground, but I'm giving them an F2 because they trying to get rid of Steph.
They piss me off. We're moving on. Houston Rockets. They re-signed Isaiah Crawford. Not gonna lie, I don't even know who that is, but he got a 4-year deal, so good for him.
He must have been balling.
And he already, I guess. They re-signed Tari Eason. They re-signed Jayshawn Tate. They added Bogdanovich. They added Marcus Smart, which I really like. And they lost Dorian Finney-Smith and Josh Okogie. I do really like the Marcus Smart signing, especially how he played with the Lakers last year, and especially in those playoff series. I really like it, especially to be kind of that starting point guard, maybe backup when Fred comes back fully healthy and stuff like that. And Bogdan's a very good scorer off the bench. I think he's from the Hawks. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Because there was 2 of them for a while, but now one's older and not that good. So I think this is the one I'm thinking of. I'll give him I think this is the highest grade or tied at the highest grade. I'll give him a B plus. Give him a B plus. Yeah.
I don't feel like none of these moves make a difference. Like you said, the mentality of Marcus Smart is gonna make this team better for sure.
Yeah.
But they didn't really make any outworldly moves. I wouldn't give him the highest grade. I'll give him a C plus.
Yeah. All right. Pacers, they didn't re-sign anybody. They added Larry Nance Jr. and Kelly Oubre Jr., which I do really like because I think that replaces Ben Mathurin. But they lost Cam Jones, which I didn't even know he was on the team, not going to lie. And Michael Porter. I didn't know he's on the team either. So, off-season wise, because, yes, they're getting Tyrese Halliburton back, but that's not an off-season move. That's just it. He's coming back from injury. I do really like Kelly Oubre, but not enough to give them, a super high grade. So, I'll give them an even B minus. C plus.
Yeah, I'm giving them a C. I don't really think they.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing changed really.
Fully disagree with that. Clippers, they re-signed Jordan Miller. They re-signed Kobe Sanders. They added Johnny Broom, Grady Dick, Rui Hachimura, and Brandon Ingram. And they lost Bogdan. Bogdan was from the Clippers, not the Hawks. John Collins and Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi's coming back, so.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not? Oh, okay.
No, yeah. They no. I'm because especially this is the NBA thing, and oh, okay, maybe you're right. I could have swore I saw something, but it does say multiple reports deal on hold. I think it's going to go through. I think I've read enough about it, but for this instant, we'll go with what this says right now, and Kawhi's gone.
Okay.
You lost Kawhi Leonard, yes, I know that, but Brandon Ingram is still a very good player. Rui had a great year with the Lakers last year. Grady Dick didn't really show me much, but still a young guy that can develop into something. Johnny Broom's he was an older guy coming out of college, but he's nothing. And these 2 guys that they re-signed, they're good players, not anything crazy. But since they lost Kawhi Leonard, where is your what are you trying to be? Are you trying to be in the hunt for playoffs? Are you trying to be a playing team? Because you're definitely not trying to win a championship. So
besides the Ingram, who was another like
player on the team,
who played with Kawhi is what I'm missing because the last time I remember even
Darius
hearing anything
Garland.
about okay, so another B tier
That would
player.
probably be their best player outside of Brandon Ingram. Like that, whoever you think is better, that's fine. But out like next to Kawhi, Darius is probably the best player that I can think of. Yeah, I would say.
I mean, you get Bi, which is she's 26
Yeah.
plus point player, cool.
But like you're not
Rui's
winning
don't help out
championships with this team.
defensively and with shooting. Yeah, you're not doing much.
Yeah.
But they
What,
weren't doing much anyway with
yeah.
Kawhi, to be honest.
What I give them? I think I said
I don't remember.
Since I don't necessarily want to say they got enough for Kawhi, but like
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
they're getting
I
a
was gonna
guy
give
that
him a
will
C
play
minus.
all year though. They're getting a guy that will play all year in Brandon Ingram. And Rui's also a very good pickup. I know that doesn't have to do with Kawhi, but I really do like Rui on this team. C plus.
All right, I'll meet you. I'll meet you there. I'll go C plus then.
The Lakers had the busiest offseason, I think, and this all spanned in like a span of like 30 minutes, which was crazy. They re-signed Austin Reeves, they signed Quentin Grimes, Jaden Hardy, Walker Kessler, Kevon Looney, Sandro Mamukilivsvelic. Said that wrong, but I was close. I know I was. Yeah, something. I was close, but I said it wrong. Colin Sexton, Matisse Thybulle, and Zaire Williams, and they lost DeAndre Ayton. Thank God. Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, LeBron James, Luke Kennard, and Marcus Smart.
All right, F next.
See. So like, if they did all of this and just you canceled this out and they didn't lose LeBron, I love this team. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I do. I can't even say I don't. I do.
And I'm not gonna lie, Walker Kessler and Luka are this is a center that they've been waiting for Luka to have. And then Kevon Looney to back him up too. Yeah, and to Kevon Looney to back him up too. Like, well, Walker Kessler definitely is a defensive big, but he's also like a decent offensive player too. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, but you like that's what the Lakers were looking for. Even when they had LeBron and AD, they wanted somebody to push AD to the floor who could block shots and catch oops. That's really all they needed.
Yeah. So defensively, this team kind of doesn't make sense because Quentin Grimes gonna start your three. You know what I'm saying? Like, so defensively, it's a little sketchy, but offensively, there's a very high offensive team, so they'll probably rely on that a little bit more, obviously. But with all the things that they added and lost, I don't want to be too shady on them, but I can't give them a crazy good grade, even though like the additions are good, but like what you lost plays in a factor too.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give them a B because I do think Luka, Reeves, and Walker Kessler can be a very good trio and make it far in the playoffs because Luka's a top 3 player in the NBA too. So I'll give him a B. I'll give him just straight B. Nothing too crazy, nothing too low.
I'm going completely opposite. I feel like they're gonna be a playing team, and I'm giving them a F, like I said in the beginning.
Oh shit! Okay, hot take. All right, Memphis Grizzlies. They didn't resign anybody. They added Jeremy Grant, AJ Johnson, Chris Murray, Quentin Post, D'Angelo Russell, and Isaiah Stewart, and they lost Santi Aldama, KCP, and John Morant. Them getting off of John Morant, I think, was the best thing for them.
They were already in rebuild mode.
And I don't think Jeremy Grant's going to stay Grizzly. I'm not saying he's not going to play a year with them, but he's not going to stay on that team. AJ Johnson is a nice young player. Chris Murray is a younger player too. Quentin Post is a younger player. D'Angelo Russell, I don't think is going to play with them really either. And Isaiah Stewart is also young on the younger side too. And he also brings the culture, like you said, too. So I really like these. So I really like this offseason. I don't think they're going to do anything this year, obviously, but I really like their offseason. And I got to give them probably I see with how bad I think they're going to be this year. I can't put them in the A's. So I'm going to go as high as I can. I'm going to give them a B+. So I think they still had a very good offseason. Just they're not going to be a good team still. But I think for the future and what they can do, I think they did good this offseason.
Yeah, like you. This is one of the teams where it's like you wish the relationship between the star player and the front office was better, because if, like you said, if you check off that John Morant spot, this would be an A for me. Like if he was still there, to be honest, if they could mend whatever they had going on. But I said, that's just the if. But as far as what things are now, They needed to get
I'm
rid of
just
him. He
if
needed
they
new
didn't,
scenery.
but if they kept Ja, it's like they're just playing to be mid. You know what I'm saying? At least like they're fully like it looks like they're trying to build a future there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think
But
John Morant
but
can be the
but
centerpiece.
but I'm going basically off of if they got better or not, which what I
Yeah,
think
fair.
they would have done better
That's
if
fair.
you just check that one name off.
We should set our criteria in the beginning before we really started because I feel like we've been switching it, but we're still giving good insight. So fuck them.
No, I've been going that way. Like Lakers F, I don't think they're going to be a third seed. I think they're going to be playing. All my
Yeah,
grades really, I'm going off of that as well too. But yeah, I need to give a grade. I give him a solid. I give him a B. I give him a B.
yeah. All right. Miami. Yeah. The
Miami.
fuck? Miami. Miami
I still
Heat
got that.
re-sign that guy Simone Fontecchio. Uh,
Fontecchio.
fuck off. Andrew Wiggins.
Simon
They
Fontecchio.
added Giannis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Bobby Portis, and they lost Tyler Hero, however you say that guy's name, Jaime Jaquez, Norman Powell, and Killa Ware. I really like Killa Ware. And obviously Tyler Hero is a decent, but you got Giannis, so I'm not gonna complain about that. I give them. They got better. They did for sure. Like I think they're gonna be a better team. So I might give them the highest grade I gave so far, just because Giannis is when he plays, he's an MVP type player, and I think obviously this is not a set in stone thing. We probably talk about offseason moves in next couple weeks too, because it's still the offseason. So things can still happen. They can still get better. I'm going to give him an A-. That might be a little too egregious. That might be a little too much, but you got an MVP type player on your team. I got to give you A-.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I just feel like all they need now to make some actual noise and be a championship contender is a bunch of shooters surrounding Giannis, Bobby Portis, and excuse me, Bam Adebayo. Um, I'm really high on Bobby Portis. I feel like he could be a starter on any team, but yeah,
Still got to
that's
back
just
up Giannis now.
yeah, that's my guy though. So you
they,
get a star player like Giannis, you get a player who could be a star if given the right opportunity with Bobby Portis. So yeah,
to be
I'm
honest
going to
too, I
Giannis.
think, and not saying they would, because the shooting is already not there on the team, so there's definitely. But if they really need to go defensively, like minded, you could truthfully push Bam as a three and let him play a three for defensive
That's
purposes,
Bam
and then
played the
Bobby and
one.
Giannis. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right. So what'd you give him? I said A-.
I gave him A- too.
Okay, that was the highest grade so far. Just so everyone knows. Milwaukee Bucks, they re-signed Usman Dieng, Bogo
Yeah,
Markovic,
just say BM. We're not even
Bogo,
about to have you struggling. There
Bogo,
you go. There you go.
Pete Nance, Gary Trent Jr. Don't really understand that signing. They added
Yeah.
Tyler Hero, basically everybody from the Heat that they got Giannis for, and then Karis LeVert, and they lost Giannis, Gary Harris, Bobby Portis, and Torian Prince.
Do we gotta say it?
But hear me out. They're going to be better than they were last year because Giannis barely played. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, they're going to be better than last year, but they're still going to be shit.
Bro, wait. Giannis on the bench between Giannis on another team. What you think?
What are you saying? What do you mean?
If I have Giannis on the bench for 1 year, I know he's coming back next year. He's gone.
Yeah,
And they
no.
got
All
Chip
right,
in
you're
him.
right. This should still F's.
No,
You're right.
it's an F.
I'm going to go. I can't go F. I can't go
I
F.
have to go F.
I'm going to go C- though. I'll go D plus. D plus.
The only reason I go F is because the the organization could have did more to get players who actually mesh with Giannis's game. Like you would think with the Dame Lillard thing that would work, but once they saw that wasn't working, rather than just let him
Yeah.
go back to Portland, they could have traded for something that was actually a valuable asset to put next to him. I
Mhm.
just feel like that organization as a whole dropped the ball, even letting Giannis leave in any way, shape,
Yeah.
form, or fashion.
You said F?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Timberwolves, they re-signed Jalen Clark, Ayo Dosunmu, Bones Highland. They added LaMelo Ball, Josh Green, Mamadou Gay, I don't know, Trey Lyles, and they lost Colin Anderson, Mike Conley, Julius Randle, Naz Reid. Julius
Mm-hmm.
Randle and Naz Reid is definitely a bad loss. LaMelo Ball, I really think, pushes them to that what they needed, truthfully. Josh Green is a nice 3-and-D guard. Don't know who these guys. I know who Trey Lyles is, but I don't really
I was about
know
to say
how they
what?
are. But so yes, I do think they got better, truthfully. But I don't like how they lost their only two forwards, like their only two fours, Julius and Nas. But this is also going off of just right now. Things can change, but I can't go off of what they could do. I have to go off what they've done.
What they
So
did.
I can't give them too high because I do really love LaMelo Ball next to Anthony Edwards, 100%. The pairing of LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and Rudy Gobert to be that like guy behind them on defense and catch lobs and shit, even though he can't catch sometimes, but whatever. I got to give him especially bringing back Io and Bones. Not too high, but I'll give him a B, flat B, kind of mid,
Okay,
but
all
not
right.
too
We
crazy.
think we thinking the same things. Like
Yeah.
like you said, like if they were able to keep Nas, this would be the highest grade for me because you get rid of Julius Randle and you get So yeah,
F
minus.
F. Yeah. Can I give him a
He didn't
Z?
do
Because that's what
nothing.
I'm going to do.
Yeah,
They
he didn't
re-signed
do
DeAndre
nothing.
Jordan and lost Kevon Looney.
Oh
Z
man,
for Zion.
Z.
Garbage. All right.
Matter of fact, no. I feel like DeAndre is a better. He's a better vet to have bench wise.
Kevon Looney is actually going to play for you though. Bro, they didn't do anything.
He don't make
You
much
can't give
difference.
them a good grade. They didn't do anything.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying DeAndre Jordan is a better vet in my eyes.
Z.
Z.
Knicks re-signed Jose Alvarado, Jordan Clarkson, Mamadou Diarra, Landry Shamet, and they added Andre Drummond. They lost Huck Porty, Mitch Robinson, and Jeremy Johan. Huck Porty. That's how you say the last name. I know that's fact, but I don't know how to Ariel Huck Porty. Yeah. I like the guys they kept. I'm glad they kept like Landry Shamet, Jordan Clarkson, Jose Alvarado. Andre Drummond, I think, gives them a different look than Mitch Robinson, and I think like it is good for them, right? I think you can keep him on the floor. He can make at least a higher percentage free throws. He doesn't give you the defense, but he gives the rebounding that Mitch Robinson gave you, and he gives a little bit more floor stretching. So, and I don't really care about Huck Porty and Jeremy Sohan, not gonna lie. So I'll give him a B plus because I think it was with the guys they brought back and kept. I think it was a good offseason for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking B plus A minus range as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Drummond will be a better fit for this roster, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really drop off like where Mitch was rebounding wise. So yeah.
OKC re-signed Isaiah Hartenstein fucking God. Isaiah Hartenstein, Kenrich Williams. They added nobody. They lost Brendan Carlson, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins. They lost a lot of guys. I'm glad they kept these two, but strictly off this offseason, what they did, I'll give them a C.
Nah, I can't give them an average grade. They got worse. So I'm gonna go.
See, I thought like B was the average grade, so that's why I went C's.
No, B means like if B plus is the highest grade we had.
I don't know. Well, A minus is technically. I give the Heat A minus.
Yeah, okay. All right, so like I said, I'm giving them a D plus.
Yeah, I still don't disagree.
You kept the people. You kept the people. You kept two great. You didn't add anybody. You lost. You lost a lot. You lost a lot
there. Orlando Magic they re-signed Javon Carter and Jonathan Isaac, which I don't really understand this because he's not really playing for you.
For what? He hasn't played a game in 8 years. But
you added Nikola Vucevic, which I think that was just a nostalgia thing because he used to play for you, and you lost Franz Wagner's brother. So I give you a D plus. It doesn't move me at all. They didn't get better, in my opinion.
No, they did not. I was high on Mo Wagner too for a while, but when coming back from the injury, he was never the same.
Yeah.
So I don't really think much changed. And like you said, I don't see why they add Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah.
C for me too.
All right. Sixers re-signed nobody. They added Jaylen Brown, Huck Porty, LeBron James, Anthony Simons, Dean Wade. They lost Johnny Broom, Andre Drummond, Paul George, Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre, Dalen Harry. Dare I say A? Yeah, I got to give them the highest grade. I'll go A just because I'll give them A plus because I don't think anybody got a better offseason than them, truthfully. Not to talk too much about them because this can be a whole video too about itself, but like they got exponentially better. Like without Embiid, say Embiid's not healthy, they're still a way better team than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
I like all the fits. I definitely think they need to boast their bench a little bit more because I don't think you can rely on Anthony Simons and Dean Wade to be your bench guys, and that's it, and win a championship. So I think they got to tweak that a little bit, but maybe they got faith in guys that we don't really know of yet that will step up. So we'll see. But yeah, just strictly off what they did, A plus.
Yeah, I'm going A plus as well.
Phoenix Suns, they re-signed Colin Gillespie. Yep. Jordan Goodwin, Mark Williams, and they added Miles Bridges and Luke Kennard, which I really love. And they lost Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, which I think Luke Kennard is better than Grayson Allen. They give different things, but Luke Kennard's a way better shooter. And Royce O'Neal and Miles Bridges kind of give the same things too.
No,
but
Miles Bridges is way better than Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, but Royce gives you different looks. Like he's a better defender. He's so. Anyways, they did get better.
If
so
somebody if you was a GM and you have Miles Bridges and another GM coach, you're trying to give you Royce O'Neal straight up, you taking it?
Oh no, that's not. I didn't say Royce O'Neal's better. I just said he gives you different look. No. B plus. B.
Yeah.
B.
I was gonna say B.
Like mid. They didn't get super better, but they did get a little bit better.
Yeah, they definitely got better.
Portland Trailblazers. They re-signed Robert Williams. They added Brandon Carlson, John Morant, Michael Potter, Jeremy Sohan, and they lost Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray, and Matisse Thybulle. B plus. Still a weird fit with John Morant.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going the opposite way. I'm going C plus because you got to see how it fits. To me, it's not going to fit. You have two ball dominant point guards who won't really do much on the floor together, I feel like. And then you have Jeremy Sohan as your next best addition.
I will say though, I don't hate the pairing of like Ja and Dame. I think they do kind of fit together. And then pairing Drew with Dame and Drew with Ja, I think is also a decent fit too.
I just feel like John Morant he's an athletic specimen, but I feel like when you have two small guards, one of them has to be physical, one of them has to put pressure.
That's why I think Drew helps. You know what I'm saying? Like next to him, because Drew's that physical guard. You know what I'm saying? And
but didn't Drew just get bought out? If I'm not mistaken, no.
There's reports that he might 100%. So that could happen. But as of right now, he's still on the Blazers.
Okay.
All right. So what I give them? A B plus? I think I gave him a B plus. That might be a little nice, but
he's being very nice.
Kings. They re-signed Precious Achiuwa, Daquan Plowden. They added nobody, and they lost Devin Carter. C minus. Yeah. Spurs. They re-signed Harrison Barnes, Julian Champagnie, Jordan McLaughlin, Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, they added Tobias Harris, and they lost nobody. So they got better. They didn't lose anybody. They added.
Yeah, they get a B, but I don't see where Tobias is going to really because they have.
I give him a B plus because he gives it. I don't know if they're going to start him, which they might because he's a little bigger than Julian Champagnie. I know, but what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to have Castle, Fox, Penny, Harris, Wembanyama.
I think that's what start Fox.
Yeah. Well, I know, fair, but that's for a different story. But I think they did get better still, so I'm gonna go B plus. Hold on, my fault.
Take your time, brother.
Raptors. All right, we gotta.
If the Kawhi trade goes through, I'm going B plus.
Yeah, Elijah Martin. They brought back. They added Kyle Anderson, Kawhi Leonard. They lost Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, Sandro. If this is true and Kawhi's there, 2, 5, 8. Nope. B. I'll give him B. Utah Jazz. They re-signed Mo Bamba, Yusuf Nurkic. They added Jackson Hayes and Josh Kogi. They lost Walker Kessler. Don't really think they got much better, but they didn't get that much worse either. I don't think. I'll give them a B minus.
Yeah, I'm giving them a C.
All right. They re-signed the Wizards re-signed Trae Young. They added DeAndre Ayton and Chris Middleton, and they lost Shaden Hardy and DeAndre.
Just because you got DeAndre Ayton, I'm giving you a F.
Yeah, I'll give them a C plus. I still think they're going to be a decent team, especially if they're healthy. But C plus is where I'm at with that. All right, so that includes. We kind of went through every team. That went way longer than I thought, but I'm kind of glad because we went in depth with some teams and it was fun. You got anything you want to say before we head out?
I'm good. I'm glad you guys stopped in. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. That's all I got.
So we'll be back hopefully next week with an episode also. But yeah, make sure you guys leave a like and comment down below what you guys thought of the episode. It's your boy AP, also your boy
Juan.
And yeah, we out. Deuces.
Peace.